Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. And it's going to be a fun time tonight singing on the live show at 7 o'clock. I just can't stop coughing. But maybe I can dose myself down with, I don't know, cough drops or something, and maybe it'll ease it up for a while anyway. Anyway, should have done that now. I have a few things to report to you today, and I've lost my list here. I need to find it so I don't forget anything. As the title read there, it's fixed. Sort of. I've got a little video about that. It's kind of like the good news and the bad news. And yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like some things just won't let me win. I don't care how hard I try. Some things just won't. Power steering on the Ford tractor is one of them. I guarantee you, I don't care how many times I do something to that thing, it's going to find a way to leak again. It doesn't matter. I've done it. I've probably done it conservatively, probably done it at 3 or 4 dozen times in all the years I've owned that tractor. It's nuts. Anyway, before I got Sue's lawn tractor fixed, before I even got it finished, I was working on it. JR comes dragging in a giant diesel generator, and it's a diesel generator and welder combined. And it's a pretty big outfit. I mean, you couldn't pick it up, let's put it that way. You might be able to pick up one end of it, maybe. Pretty good size outfit. And I said, what's wrong with this? And he says, it basically is about the same kind of things wrong with Sue's tractor. It just won't run right. It runs good for a little while, and then it kind of dies out or whatever. Didn't have any power. Well, I think I've got his figured out too. I've taken it apart, and I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with the fuel pump on those. Those are high pressure fuel pump injection pumps is what they're called, and it was leaking fuel around there. Well, if it's leaking fuel, then it's probably sucking air also. Diesels don't like air in the fuel, and if you get air in the fuel lines, they just won't run. So I've taken it apart 3 times this morning and worked it over. I think I've just about got it figured out. The problem is there's this fitting that keeps leaking, and I've done everything I could to it. I made a gasket for it. Finally I put some Forma gasket on the threads and stuff and tightened it down. I'm hoping I'll let it set. I didn't put the fuel back to it yet, so I'm hoping that'll set up and maybe keep it from leaking. But I do want to show you this little video on Sue's tractor. Let me set it up by saying, all the trouble I've had. See, if we go back to the very, very beginning, I couldn't get it to die. I would go out and drive it and it would be just fine. It would die on Sue. And the reason is it was getting hot, see? And I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together at that time. But it was getting hot and dying on her. But whenever I'd go out and try it, it would just work fine. Well, then later, it just digressed and got worse and worse and worse. And then then I knew it was a fuel problem. There was no doubt it was a fuel problem. Well, I've got the fuel problem fixed. Now we're back to the original problem, which is it dies after it gets hot. So here's the video. This is, by the way, just an excerpt from the video that I'm about to release. In fact, I've already got it uploaded. I'll probably release it a little while after we're done here today. Okay, my friends, I have not tried it, so we're going to find out together if it works. So I'm going to turn the fuel pump on first. I can hear it running, but it's barely running. It's just real quiet. And now we're going to start this, or try to. Tell you right now, that's 100% 100% better than it was. 100%. Because when you would turn the blades on in the past, it would instantly kill the engine. I think it's working. The only test I have now is to go out and cut some grass and see if that works. Okay, I'm going to start her up, bring her out here and drive it around out here in the grass, and we'll see what happens. Wow! Yes! Well, my friends, those of you who've been following along, you know I've been struggling with this puppy. I put on different fuel pumps, they just didn't work. Put on an electric fuel pump, bang, it works. I am so tickled, I can't even tell you, and I'm sure Sue's going to be overly excited. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something. We'll see you on the next video. Well, my friends, as you might have been able to deduce from the sound there at the end, it kind of went south again. Sue used it for about 30 minutes straight, cut a lot of grass, and had no trouble at all. Then it just died. Let me back up the truck and say this. For sure, the fuel pump fixed the problem of dying under load. You know, when you turn the blades on, it would kill it. Now it seems to be more in the fact that once it gets hot, it dies. What I suspect is that it's the coils. So I've ordered 2 new coils for that, and I'll be getting those probably Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned for part 2. We're back live. Yeah, you can see I did that in the same shirt. I just actually did that just a few minutes earlier today. And that video has been put together. I started putting it together yesterday, and so it's actually uploaded already. I'll release it here in a little while. But you just don't know how, like, you know, you get your legs kicked out from under you. That's exactly what it feels like when she comes back. It's still not working. You just want to cry. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? I mean, it was working perfect. But apparently it's back to the original problem now is what I think it is. But at least we got rid of all that other crud. So now we're down to just one problem, I think. And I think it is, I really do think it's the coils. Because, you know, you got to remember this thing's 22 or 3 years old, and those coils have done a lot of sparking over the years, and they're probably burned up by now. So putting new coils in them will probably solve the problem, is what I'm thinking. And the coils are cheap. It's less than $30 for the pair of coils, so it's worth doing anyway. Even if it doesn't fix it, it's worth doing probably just to put the new parts in there. But I'm pretty sure that's going to fix it. I do not think it's a carburetor problem, because if it was a carburetor problem, it wouldn't run like you saw it running there. I don't think it's, you know, a gas tank or fuel problem at this point. I really don't, because I'm pretty sure the fuel problem is fixed. I think it's a different kind of problem. I think it's once it gets hot, it's dying. And I can't think of too many things that would cause that other than the coils. So that's what I'm going with right now, because I know everything else is up in pretty good shape on that machine. The coils, I don't have a good way of testing those. Anyway, Um, Switching subjects here. Just moments ago, I got a delivery. That Wild Badger, they've been sending us all those little electric products. Well, this time they sent us a gas-powered weed eater. I said, yeah, go ahead and send it. I'll see what happens. Because I know Sue would love to have it because she uses weed eaters all the time. And, having an extra one isn't going to hurt anything. So it's a new gas-powered weed eater by Wild Badger Power. And I haven't opened the box yet, but it looks pretty skookum based on what I saw online. Plus, the box is big and heavy. So there's got to be something to it there. I'm expecting to get another welder, believe it or not, possibly a metal detector, and possibly a fiddle and or a mandolin, or possibly both. And if we do get the fiddle and mandolin, you guys will be the benefits of that because I'll be giving that away. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's go to the comments and see where we're at on that. Brian Byler looks like he was the first one in this today. Joe Nigan. So glad you're cured. Hello, everyone. So glad who's cured? Of what? By the way, my shoulder is a lot better. It's not great. It's a lot better, though. It's not quite so painful to raise it up now, but I got to take it easy with it still. I really pulled that sucker. It's quite a bit better. I don't think it's anything serious damage, but it sure did put a hurt on it for a few days. Dottie, praying for the Roses and the rest of the country. Thank you, Dottie. Appreciate it. And I'm hoping you're doing better with your shingles. I know that ain't no fun. And prayers for your grandson, too. I'm hoping that'll go really, really well. Poor Isaac. Isaac's my grandson. He's been trying to learn how to work on tractors and engines and things, and he's been working on a couple of old lawn tractors, and he finally got one of them running, and he drove it up over to the shop yesterday. Sounded good, looked good, everything was going really well, but then apparently yesterday evening he was tinkering with it some more and burnt his hand really bad on the muffler. Oh man, I didn't see it, but they said it blistered up real big. Ew. It's bad deal. Moving on down, Richard Herbranson watched all of the chocolate videos last night. Awesome work on the restoration, Jerry. Really made the owner happy to get that thing back in one piece. Yeah, I would say that was one of my more satisfying repairs based on the letter the girl sent back. I had Melissa read the letter to kind of simulate her voice. And that one there kind of brought tears to my eyes when I read that letter. It was pretty cool. She loved that violin, and truly it was in bad shape, as you saw. I could see why a lot of people didn't want to work on that thing. But anyway, and again, I don't mean to make this sound like a brag, but honestly, that kind of job isn't as big as it looks like it is. You just have to remember to take it one piece at a time. So if you're working on something that's really busted, don't work on the whole thing. Don't work on the whole problem. Work on this little piece. You fix this little piece, and if you need to, set it aside. Now you fix the next little piece. And that's all you work on. You don't worry about the whole thing. And then it's kind of like me building this Waterwheel thing. I've done it in pieces because I knew it was a huge project. And that's the way you have to approach anything like that you're working on. You just have to think about one little aspect of it and do it that way. Fix that, move on to the next aspect. You got to have some patience because everybody wants everything now. And you can't do that when you're fixing stuff like that. You got to change your mindset. Let's see. See, after we went live, David Tharp says, I'm not a 10. I'm more like 2 5s held together with mashed potatoes. Yeah, I think I can relate to that. And it scrolled on me big time. Moving. Let me find it again. Let's see. Looking for the question marks. I'm not seeing too many. Looks like Ben Boyd. You might sprinkling some holy water on that mower. I'll say that this much for sure. You're way more patient than I am. Yeah, but you can see it's a great mower. That thing, it hauls and it cuts good. And Sue likes it because, that sucker actually goes really fast. Now, obviously, I had it sped up in that video, but you'd be surprised. It goes pretty darn fast. Hit that thing, and it'll cut grass on, going really fast like that. And it doesn't take very long to cut a big lawn when you're moving that quick with that thing. So it's a good lawnmower, and it just needs to, need to get the little bugs worked out of it. Once you get them worked out, it'll be good for a long time again. Zappa, and by the way, one more time, and I don't want to beat this to death, but again, it doesn't matter what your problem is with whatever it is you're working on. I don't care if it's your car won't start or, your refrigerator's broke down. 9 times out of 10, and seriously, 9 times out of 10, it's some little small thing that's causing your problem. And it usually is some little thing that's not that hard to fix. Once in a while, it is a major pain to fix it. But most people these days, the mentality is just get a new one because it's easier, Well, yeah, but look what you spent, to get the new one versus maybe $5 to fix it. Like this, I'm pretty sure, not positive, I said all the way through this, it was a fuel problem. And I was right. It was a fuel problem. Fixed the fuel problem. That cost less than $10 to fix that. Now it's, I think it's heating up and causing a problem, and I think it's the coils. That's less than $30 to fix that, if that fixes it. Now, if it don't fix it, well, then, all right, I'm still hunting. But it's usually some darn small thing. It almost always is. Everybody thinks it's a big problem, but it's usually a very small problem causing the big problem. Let's see. Zappa, Jerry, I has thought the mower might have had a wire shorting under torque, but the coils are the only thing left. Yeah, I think it's the coils. I think they're just past their prime. That's what I'm thinking, because I do know coils go bad over time, and these are old. And they work while they're cool, but once they get heated up, I think the resistance gets to be too much is what I think it is. That's just a educated guess. That's all it is. Wavy gravy. This morning I stared at my naked body in the mirror and thought, I'm going to get kicked out of Walmart any minute now. Yeah, sadly, there's a lot more truth to those things that, there's a lot of people that do some pretty stupid things in Walmart and places like that. Doggone it. Ronald Todd, when you change the coils, you'll have a chance to blow all the debris out of the, it's already been done. It's already completely 100% clean. It's just like brand new, actually. So there's nothing to blow out. Yeah, because I took the flywheel off of it even and cleaned it all out that way too. So, it's beyond clean. Ben Boyd. Let's see. Kim Williford says she loves that. Ben Boyd said something. You might. Oh, sprinkling the whole holy water. Yeah. Let's see. David Tharp. Mystery solved. I found out where Captain Hook bought his hook at the secondhand store. Yep. Let's see. Gary Cooper. Remember Trump, not the tramp. Okay. Kim Williford, prayers for the tractor, prayers for Dottie and grandson. Yes, for sure. Let's see. Chip Wood, there needs to be a song about It Ain't Easy Being Me, the Ballad of Jerry Rosa. Yeah, I probably should try to write something like that. I still like the idea about the Martin guitar that doesn't want to be a guitar. That could be a good song if you could just think of some more lines to go with that idea. I haven't spent any time trying to think about it yet, but it would be a good one. Rod Wintler, good advice about patience in the workshop, Jerry. Advice I need to do better with. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's just a fact. I mean, it's just the way it is. And that's the problem with, I don't know, that's the mentality of the world these days. It's just throw it away and get another one. And sometimes that's the thing to do. I do that too, But oftentimes, if you just look at it differently and realize that all of your problems are usually some little small thing that's causing the big problem. Yeah, it usually is that way. Let's see. Spike Moto, late arrival. Is there a concert tonight? Yes, there is. And I think, as far as I know, Patty's going to be here too. I'm going to definitely maybe rub myself down with Vicks Vapor Rub or something before we start tonight. That might help. Ben Boyd, 9 times out of 10 is great until you hit that 1 time out of 10, 9 times in a row. Now you're starting to sound like me there. That's kind of my typical luck. You just nailed it. Well, just like this tractor. I mean, one problem wasn't good enough. We had to have, and then it just had to spiral out of control on the fuel thing. I mean, that thing just went downhill in a hurry. It just got worse and worse and worse. No matter what I did, it just got worse. Until I put the electric fuel pump on it. Now it's working just fine. At least that part's working just fine. Kim Williford, fill the gas tank, fill the radiator too, then take it for a test drive. Yeah, well, there's no radiator, but yeah, the gas tank is plumb full. Ronald Todd, got to be the coils. I kind of think so. I really do. Kim Williford, Dottie, I love the Rosa family too, and everyone here. Well, thank you all. Appreciate that. Simon says there already is a song about you. It's quite famous. It's called Man of Constant Sorrow. Yeah, I'll be singing that one tonight by request again. It'll probably be the last time I sing that song for a while because we've done it, I think, 2 or 3 live shows in a row now. I'll probably do it tonight and then give it a rest for a while. Dottie Hildebrandt, I don't know about you, but I have much patience for some things, but yeah, not for all things. Yeah, I agree with that. There are some things I have zero patience with. I mean, like 0. And other things I can spend hours working, like problems. I like tinkering. I like figuring out how to fix things. I enjoy that. It can be frustrating as heck, and I can get aggravated and upset about it, but I still enjoy doing it overall. So I like to do that. Rod Wentler says, Vapor Lock? I don't think so. It starts right back up every time. Usually is. Vapor Lock's often, well, I mean, it's possible because that's often caused by heat. But I don't think that's got the symptoms of this because it starts right back up. It just won't run very long. Jerry, put the Vicks on your upper lip so you can, yeah, I do that. I put it around my nose and I put it on my throat and chest area too because you keep breathing it up, it comes up. Remember, I'm a mouth breather, so actually, it almost works better to have it below my mouth. Let's see. Larry Adkins, you must quit breathing that cedar dust to get better, to cut all the shingles. Well, I don't disagree with you, but I don't really think that's necessarily the cause of this whole thing because, I mean, it may have sparked it. That may have sparked the allergy. I don't doubt that. But I've gotten this so many times in my life, and really this is the first time I've cut that much cedar. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like what triggered it the other 50 times or more than that. So I don't think it's the cedar so much. It's just kind of my, like I said, I'm really allergic to a lot of stuff. I really am. And my daughter's 10 times worse than me. She has to take shots every week. I mean, she's in bad shape with allergies. Way worse than me. I'm pretty bad. My dad was pretty bad too, but I think I'm worse than my dad was, and my daughter's worse than I am. So, wow, I hope it doesn't go any worse to her kids. In fact, I don't think her kids have any allergies that I know of. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's see. Gotta fly Lee. Rub some Vicks on the bottom of your feet. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that. I don't know if I believe it exactly, but as I said, a lot of people do things like that, and the placebo effect works for them. That don't work for me. There's zero placebo effect in this whole body. Zero. None. Not any at all. You couldn't fool me with that, those placebo tests that they give people. Something either works for me or it doesn't. It's just black and white. And that's the way it is. And that's why I haven't found anything that works on this arthritis. Because I can't fool myself into thinking it's fixing something when it doesn't do anything at all. Same way with like Tylenol and ibuprofen. They do zero for me. Not one thing. Regular aspirin does tend to seem to ease some things. But other than regular aspirin, I haven't found any pain reliever that does anything at all. It's just me. Wavy Gray, here's a song lyric for you. I'm gonna live until I die. I'm gonna live until I die. And when I die, I'm gonna be dead. Yeah. Ben Boyd, rub Vicks on the lawnmower. There you go. Now you're cooking. Kind of felt like I had Vicks all over me today with that dang diesel fuel on that diesel generator. Let's see. Actually, I'm not going to go back down to the shop today. I'm going to have to start getting the mics set up in here and getting caught up on a whole bunch of other things. I need to run through my songs too, because I haven't been doing very much practicing lately either. Bill Mumbo, I've heard that about Vicks also. And I guess he's talking about putting it on your feet or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It might work. I don't know. I'll give it a try, but I can't see that that's going to do a thing for me. I just don't believe it. But you never know. Like I've had people in the comments in the old days, this one guy used to make the weirdest comments. He'd say, you need to put coils of copper under your bed. That'll solve it. Oh, give me a break. It's just not going to work for me. I don't care. You could I could sleep on a truckload bed of pennies and it ain't going to help me. It's just not going to do it. Dottie Hildebrand, I'm with you about the Tylenol. That's a joke. Yeah, it's just a total joke for me. It doesn't work at all. Zero, none, not any. People are always saying, take a Tylenol. Okay, fine. I usually do it just to appease them. It doesn't do anything. But you have to go with the flow sometimes. Otherwise, all you're doing is rocking the boat. Wavy Gray says, at least the Vicks will make your feet smell better. Yeah, well, that's probably true too. Let's see. Ronald Todd. Depends what's running through the coils under the bed. Yeah, yeah. Wrangler Star grounded his bed. Wrangler Star's gotten really weird over the last couple of years. I mean, he was always a little bit on the edge, but he is weird now. I mean, like it's the goofy crud that he does. I can't hardly watch him anymore. He drives me crazy. Yeah, I used to kind of enjoy him back in his early days, but not so much anymore. Kim says the only one that works for her is Excedrin, maximum strength. I've taken Excedrin. I can't remember. It's been a long time ago, to be honest. I can't remember if that did much for me or not. But I know some like this allergy medicine I'm on, that seems to help. That Flonase seems to help. There's just a few medicines that seem to work for me. Laxatives seem to work. Antibiotics seem to work. But most of the other medicines, they don't do much for me. They just don't. But that's just me. I'm a weird duck. Wrangler Star sewing now? He's sewing now? Joe Nigan, Mucinex, Fast Max, Cold, Flu, and Sore Throat, Liquid Gels, 160, you'll feel much better. Yeah, I've taken a lot of Mucinex and stuff over the years, and honestly, a lot of that stuff doesn't work. The reason I try not to take too much of those kinds of medicines is they keep me awake. They do that. Like medicines that actually say this will make you drowsy, they tend to just wire me up. And I'm not exaggerating about this. This is exactly how it feels to me. It feels like there's little springs that go in my eyes and make my eyes do this. They just feel like it's, I mean, I'm not saying that's what it looks like, but that's what it feels like. I can just feel my eyes just pushing open. They won't go closed. It absolutely affects my eyes when I take some of that cold medicines and stuff, and it can be bad. The one that was the worst was Tylenol allergy, I think it was, and I've told this story before, but it just so happened I was taking it the week that Princess Di got killed in that car wreck. I was awake all night for like 5 nights in a row. I mean, I couldn't sleep at all. And I didn't know what was causing it. Because I've had insomnia a lot in my life, but I didn't realize it was the Tylenol allergy that was causing it. Well, anyway, I was awake in the middle of the night. It was like, I don't remember exactly what time it was, but it was like 2 a.m. in the morning when the news flash came on. Princess Di was just killed in a car wreck, But that I remember that because that's when I found out that those kinds of medicines have that kind of effect on me. And I mean, like, I cannot close my eyes. They won't close. And when I quit taking that stuff, I think I slept for 24 hours straight without waking up. It was nuts because I hadn't slept in like 4 or 5 days. It was crazy. Flonase and Zyrtec. I'm trying to remember about the Zyrtec. Yeah, I think I'm on the generic brand of Zyrtec. I forget what you call it now. But anyway, well, maybe it's not Zyrtec. It's the citrus something. I forget the name of the. But anyway, it's one of them. It's like a name brand, but it's the generic version of it. Wavy Gravy, my neighbor has a nice hammered dulcimer, but he's usually too hammered to play it. Yeah. Well, you'll never see that with me. I don't get hammered, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. We will see you this evening around 7 o'clock. Come and enjoy the concert. Tell your friends. See if you can get us over 300 people tonight. We've gotten close to it a few times. It'd be really cool to be over 300. So help us out. We'll see you then.